Welcome to another episode of Kurdistan This Week, where we bring you the latest in the Kurdistan region from NRT Studios in Soleimani. Spokesperson for the Ministry of Martyrs and Anfal Affairs, Fuad Othman, said on Tuesday that the remains of 86 Kurds who were likely killed during the Anfal campaign had been recovered from a recently discovered mass grave in the southern province of al-Muthanna. Othman told NRT Digital Media that the remains have been sent to the Institute of Forensic Medicine in Baghdad for DNA tests. Afterwards, they will be transferred to the Kurdistan region. He added that most of the victims buried in the grave were women and children, including infants. Based on their clothes, the victims were believed to have lived in the Garman area. In the mid-1980s, the Ba'athist regime launched the genocidal Anfal campaign against the Kurdish population and murdered at least 120,000 Kurds, some of whom were transferred to desert areas in southern Iraq, killed there and buried in remote areas. A number of families of Anfal victims traveled to the site in an effort to learn about the fate of their relatives. In an incident that caused further distress, an Iraqi security officer ordered one of them to remove a scarf with the Kurdistan flag on it. The incident, which was captured on video, quickly went viral online. The governor of al-Muthanna later apologized to the Kurdish people for the officer's behavior. It is believed that many more graves remain to be discovered in the area. On Thursday, the Kurdistan Parliament completed a second reading of a bill that would designate August 3rd as the annual day of remembrance of the Ezidi genocide, which began on that day 5 years ago. Parliament will hold a vote later today on the legislation, which is expected to pass easily. The legislation recognizes the crimes against the Ezidi community as genocide and addresses issues such as reparations to be paid by the federal government. On the morning of August 3, 2014, Islamic State militants attacked Sinjar district, beginning a nearly week-long massacre that resulted in the deaths of more than 3,000 Ezidis. An additional 6,000 Ezidis were abducted, with the women and girls raped and sold into sexual slavery. Over 3,000 Ezidis remain missing, according to official statistics. Hundreds of thousands more were displaced, and most of those have not been able to return home. Sinjar remains one of the least stable parts of Iraq, with many Ezidis reluctant to return because their houses were destroyed and not rebuilt. A lack of public services or jobs prevents many who would like to return from doing so. Mustafa Chawrash has been named as the new commander of the Peshmerga Forces 70, which is affiliated with the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan. A member of the PUK Central Council, Chawrash told NRT Digital Media on Wednesday that the decision was made by First Deputy Secretary General of the PUK, Khosrat Rasool, earlier in the week. The move was made after previous commander Sheikh Jafar Mustafa was appointed as vice president of the Kurdistan region. The Peshmerga is notoriously divided along partisan lines, with units controlled by the Ministry for Peshmerga Affairs, the Kurdistan Democratic Party, and the PUK. A number of attempts have been made to reform and unify the region's armed forces, but the goal remains elusive, with both parties reluctant to cede the power that comes with military force. Late on Sunday, a court in Soleimani issued an arrest order for New Generation president and businessman Shaswar Abdulwahid in connection with a fraud lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges that Abdulwahid deceived investors in the Chaviland amusement park by failing to pay dividends on profits from the park for several years. Located in Soleimani, Chaviland is a major tourist attraction in the Kurdistan region. As of Friday afternoon, he had not yet been served. A lawyer for the New Generation movement told NRT Digital Media that the lawsuit was an attempt to politically intimidate Abdulwahid and the movement, but that they would not be deterred from their work. He added that the warrant was likely in connection with one of two ongoing lawsuits filed by groups connected with the ruling parties. Finally, the Kurdistan Regional Government has announced plans to develop a rail network in the Kurdistan region and promote the use of electric cars. During a press conference on Sunday, Minister of Housing and Reconstruction, Dana Abdul Karim Hamasalah, said that Erbil was developing a 4-year plan to build a rail network and to repair the region's aging roadways. He also highlighted the government's efforts to promote the use of electric cars. The security forces have been testing out several electric vehicles over the past 2 months, and the Ministry of Interior will soon decide whether it will purchase more. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Kurdistan This Week. If you'd like more information on these stories and others, check out our website, nrttv.com/en, and be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.